Hey everybody.
Hey.
Hello. Welcome back to the Chorizo Bros show. This is Joseph back at it again. I got an entire new setup in here. As you can tell, we're going to be talking about something brand new for the show. We're going to be doing a true crime case, the West Memphis Three.
Super excited about it.
Controversial.
Very controversial.
Super controversial.
We're going to have a lot to talk about here. Also, you will notice, we've got a brand new bro.
What up? What's poppin'?
This is AP, guys. He's going to be hanging out with us today. Maybe if we have enough fun, we're going to have you on the show again.
Yeah.
You want to talk about some more true crime stuff or books or movies or something? I'm happy to have you, man. We're going to have a good time.
I love true crime.
Yeah, let's do it. Cool. So I wanted to start this video off before we kind of get into the deeper part of the discussion with a quick, respectful shout out to the victims of this, because you guys know that have watched the show. We start to joke around and we don't want to aim that towards any of the deceased. That part of this is not funny. So shout out to Stevie Branch, Michael Moore, and Christopher Byers. Taken way too young. So we'll shout out to them. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the case itself. And this isn't really going to be a comprehensive breakdown of the case. It's more so we've all watched some form of media about this, and it's going to be a discussion amongst friends about what we think and that sort of thing. So there's not going to be like a timeline breakdown, years, dates, all that stuff. Plenty of other channels have done that. We're really just our friends talking about what we think about this. So just to give you guys a heads up, that's where we're at. But thanks for joining us. We're going to go ahead and get going, guys. Does anybody want to start off with where they land on the West Memphis Three, the arrested boys?
The arrested boys.
Or do we want to just get into the conversation?
We should play by ear.
That's a good leading question. What do you mean? What
do you guys think? So I guess we should kind of give a small breakdown of kind of the case itself.
Little background to the case.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it starts off, these three boys meet up riding their bikes in the middle of the day after school to a specific little wooded area at the end of a neighborhood. And it's the last they know. A couple of witnesses may have seen them kind of playing around there. And then later, the next day after they've been reported missing, they find their bodies in a creek bed in this little wooded area. It's called Robin Hood Hills in West Memphis, Arkansas. Yes. So throughout trying to figure out what happened to these boys, they find them hogtied with their own shoelaces, lacerations on their face, damage done, mutilation on some of their faces, genital mutilation.
One boy's penis is cut off.
One of them was, yeah.
Right.
So a horrific crime scene. And I can only imagine just finding that, right? Mm-hmm. So they find the bodies. You can imagine how horrible it was to walk up on that and what the neighborhood was feeling. And then through the investigation, they arrest three teenagers, Jesse Miss Kelly, James Baldwin, and Damian Eccles, who will be notorious after this.
Sure.
And there's controversy as to whether or not there was some underhanded tactics that the prosecutors took, and whether or not these guys, it was a witch hunt. And so there's people that land on either side of this as to whether or not they think these three boys that got arrested did it, or that they didn't do it.
But
so that's kind of where we are. Where we are now.
But they were exonerated.
They weren't exonerated.
Well,
they were let out. They were let
free.
out.
But they had to plea.
They took a plea.
Alfred plea?
They're still
It's
guilty.
called an Alfred plea.
Yeah.
Technically, they are still guilty. They are allowed to maintain their innocence. Mm-hmm. A couple of famous cases had Alfred pleas. I know the staircase guy. I don't know if you guys ever saw that.
Maintain innocence, but basically
you have to
admit guilt by fact that they have enough evidence to go to trial, to prosecute.
Right, and they are convicted felons for this also.
Yeah.
That hasn't been washed out.
No.
So who wants to start with some opinions?
I guess I'll start. I will say that I'm probably on the popular opinion on the fact that I don't think that Eccles and Miss Kelly and Baldwin did these crimes. I think it's pretty obvious that they didn't. There's a lot of DNA evidence that's come back in the last, 10, 12 years or so? Well, longer than that, about 15 years now, since 2010, that shows that they weren't involved in it. It was very easy to pin the murders of those three boys on these guys because of just how outcast they were in their own society. But ultimately, I don't think they did it. Now,
I agree.
yeah. Now, with that being said, I can't really point the finger and say exactly who did it because the crime is still there's so many variables that are there,
Yeah.
Especially seeing different media that's come out from Paradise Lost 1 to what I most recently watched, which is West of Memphis, the Peter Jackson documentary.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot has been unfolded from that 15 years to where I would think that Eccles, Baldwin, and Miss Kelly didn't do the crime. I feel like I know enough of the details to where I'm confident to say that
I feel like
they didn't do it, but I can't full on confidently say that guy did it.
You're right. And like, if you look at it, those three, they were in the like police office getting interrogated for like 16 hours. No lawyers. They're minors.
Yep.
And like, they keep changing their story. They're under pressure. Eventually, you're just gonna be like, okay, I did it.
Yeah.
And like, the media just ran with that story. And like, again, like you said, they're outcasts. They like love metal at the time, during a time where people are like, oh my God, you're the devil, if you listen to that.
Yeah, Bible Belt.
And we're on the Bible Belt.
Satanic Panic was
Yeah,
a real
and
thing.
like people on this channel are like suspected of being cult activity, but like these kids, like they're just forced into it.
Yeah.
And like how it was, like they're not smart enough because they're like teenagers to like tie up a body, hide the clothes. Like that's like too organized. Too organized.
There's a lot of back and forth as to whether or not it
it's
was
a
one
lot
person or multiple people.
Yeah, it seems like it's a very sophisticated murder for someone with a 72 IQ
to be even involved.
That's just like one of them,
and leave no evidence. For,
no
for the other
evidence.
two, that would make sense. But for the one, him 72 IQ, legally a minor, even at his age now, like the mental capacity of
where do you land on
a
this?
child? I definitely land on they are not guilty, and I have seen plenty of forensic files where small towns like this will not release information. They will not do their due diligence. They will not file blood records. There was blood evidence. There was hair. There was hair evidence from one of the fathers that was never put into and had to be tested like almost 10 years late, like 15 years later in 07. Hobbs' father, or 06, they got his hair evidence from one of the shoelaces. And that was the only.
Well, there was yes. We can discuss.
There's a lot, but
the
there was
validity
more,
of some of these.
There
claims,
was more to put on, more suspicious than it was to put on these boys.
Also,
because their whole case was circumstantial. Like almost the entire case was circumstantial. Was 3 boys that one of them was so rebellious that he was into the occult. The other 2 were far less, and the defendant that actually testified was not legal to testify in any regard. Yet the judge at the time, it's very, very interesting. Was the judge? I'll go into. I'll talk about the judge.
The judge is in.
Well, there's again. There's
Bennett. Yeah,
popular claims that are not necessarily factual that have gone around the internet, have gotten in videos. I think. I might be the outstander in this.
I say you've discussed it before. You think Eccles, Miss Kelly, and Baldwin might have done it.
They may have done this.
Right.
I'm not saying I think they did. If gun to the head, I would probably say they probably didn't do it. But
what leads you to believe to think that they did it? Because we've been watching.
Well, here's the problem with it. The Paradise Lost, which is how I was introduced to this case. I think I was scrolling around streaming and I was like, what is this? And then I just popped it on and started watching those. And I got pissed. I was all about it. I was like, they didn't fucking do this. I was like, that could have been me. I fucking read Stephen King books, and I love reading witchcraft shit, and I'm interested in stuff that's kind of just outside of the norm.
I thought you were going to say, I'm interested.
The guys in the documentary did what they wanted to do with you.
So the issue with the specifically the Paradise Lost trilogy is it's clearly manipulating you to believe one way. And if that's most people's first introduction to this case, then where they would naturally land is these guys are probably innocent. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of stuff they left out, and there's a lot of stuff that behaviors of these kids that makes me think then they get caught in a lot of lies also. It's not just it's not just Byers, and it's not Hobbs, and it's not Vicky Hutchison. Everybody in West Memphis is apparently a bad liar.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Almost
from everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah, but
it's almost like they all know what happened, but
they don't want to talk.
They don't want to talk about it.
It's almost like they all know, and they're not want to give up a certain person.
Yeah.
That's the vibe I got after this. And there's issues with Damien Eccles before said crime, and still he kind of behaves like, and I get it to the point of he does sort of act like he doesn't have any remorse towards it. Like if he did do it, you think he would have been, I don't know, just more respectful of the victims. It sort of turned into this I'm a celebrity now kind of thing.
Each pleading to free the West Memphis Three.
Seeking attention and being not a good person does not justify wrongful conviction.
Right.
And
right.
Yeah.
So where do we start with Jesse Miskelly? There's information out there that's been reported later as kind of wrong also. Mm-hmm. Where there's this they were there was a 12-hour interrogation before they flipped the recording device on. That's not true. According to the documents, it was a 2-hour window of them being in the room kind of talking to him before the formal recording of it started.
I mean,
so still you can coerce somebody.
No matter what, he's a minor.
Well, wait. His father okayed that they talk to him.
Okayed? No lawyer? I didn't know.
It was a dumb move on his father's part to not set him up with one. But
look at their
this is also
though.
hang on. This is also a kid who multiple times had to have his Miranda rights read to him.
He also didn't have the story right
understand him.
At all. He had all the facts wrong, all the details, and they still were trying to pin him there, they're using him as the one.
I get your doubt because there was a lot of circumstantial evidence. If you look at it at that time from a circumstantial, and there has been plenty of cases where they're like, oh, well, there's no DNA evidence, but let's go ahead and go with it. And there is a strong enough public opinion to where that person fits the bill. It's the psychological bill.
Right, but here's
Do you know how long the body sat on the river before the?
Yeah, they took it out of the water for several hours
before.
Yeah, before they called the
I forgot what it's
coroner.
Called. The coroner
was
supposed to show up immediately. They waited an extra 2 hours.
Yeah,
before they.
So the body was
bugs,
outside.
Yeah, so bugs.
Rigor mortis, bugs. There was so many missteps by the police.
And
so lack of investigation upon the other people that it just felt like
they didn't canvass the next neighborhood. They didn't canvass the next neighborhood at all.
I'm not suggesting that this investigation wasn't botched. It absolutely was. Mm-hmm. That is not my argument.
100%.
My argument is because you asked me what led me to believe. Well, how many times did Jesse need to confess to them? And there's multiple times he confessed to his own lawyer without police presence. He talked to them multiple times. This was after his conviction. Because he got in trouble for it. Mm-hmm. And then after that, he was sitting with his lawyer, or I think they ended up getting the police afterwards. But he asked for a Bible so that he could swear on it that he was telling the truth about being there. So he multiple times recanted it.
He recanted it.
But he kept also telling on himself.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now, and there's a glimpse of this in the Paradise Lost documentary where it's, I think it's Miss Kelly's dad and his girlfriend or his or Jesse's stepmom, whoever his wife, whoever she is, and he's like, I'll send him money, and she's like, hell no, And he's like, no, I will. That's still my son. You know, right or wrong, it's still my son.
It's in the first one.
So, right. And there was a report that she had. She said that after the boys went missing and were found, this is before he was a suspect, he'd been acting different and like crying, sobbing uncontrollably and like unusual.
Who are we talking
So
about?
Jesse Miskelly, the first kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, just because
So
the first kid.
before he was a
One that,
suspect, so
testified.
his family realized he was acting different. So that again, not all of this adds up to absolute guilt,
Yeah.
but it
Least of suspicion.
I'm not saying I think they did it, but I completely understand why they went for it.
People on Bible Belt are that extreme.
Yes,
Like
they are.
they're that extreme. Like
It
like-
reminds me of like racial like honestly like saying that there is a specific person in the community that is bringing in the trouble and the outcast, and that's the exact same thing. You know, they're blatantly saying that these young kids who wear all black, listen to heavy metal music, is saying that you like having skulls and, you know, freaky stuff up on the walls. If they've gone into several exonerated and convicted murderers who have similar things in their home. Are they both, you know, bound to be killers? No. You know, I feel that they're going after these people exactly because they're outcasts in the community, and it was an easy prey.
It's an easy target.
Yeah, it's an easy target to put these 3 kids who they can coerce into a interrogation into you know, as they had no evidence, but they had
That's not-
testimony.
that's
They had,
not-
they had testimony.
It's
No,
not no evidence.
They had a.
Did you guys hear about Aaron Hutchison? Are you aware of this?
You brought this one up, and I looked a little bit into it.
was
but
that the
not-
person with the
yeah.
fibers?
No.
Because they had a
He
they had
was
a they had a person
fourth
was a
kid that no one talks about.
which one?
So there's a kid called Aaron Hutchison. He's the son of I don't know how much y'all digested of this or how much you were really looking for it.
A lot.
So Vicky Hutchison, she's the one that said that she went to an SBAT or whatever, like a weird Wiccan orgy.
Oh yes, the
She's
one
the-
that
she's
she
the
brought
one that
her
lied.
Son,
Right.
Her son
She-
recanted, said
she
that
lied.
he doesn't know actually anything that happened.
Vicky-
He's recanted so much.
Right. So this
Vicky
is
Hutcherson
again.
was on record saying, "I
She
lied."
lied. Right.
She lied.
Right.
She
lied.
made
A lot of
testimony.
people lied.
Then she
Okay,
lied.
She
A lot of
had
people lied on
she had
testimony.
credit card
A lot of
fraud.
them had
She had
back
credit
and forth.
card
Yeah.
Well,
fraud.
that's why.
Yeah.
That's how this happened. They were investigating the credit card fraud from her job or whatever, but she took her son with her to the police station to talk about what was going on or what she fucked up on or whatever. And so the kid was like, "Yeah, I know those boys that they found or whatever." And then the kid explained, "We used to go to the Robin Hood Hills, and we have a clubhouse out there, and we used to watch these men
Hook up with each other.
have sex with each other, and me and
Crazy thing to say.
yeah, and then there's actually a photo of him like pointing into the woods or whatever. So that's how they pulled Vicky into this. So that's how that started.
Yeah.
And then they found out that she had been buying Jesse alcohol, Evan Williams. That's going to come up later. And that she was interested in meeting Damien Eccles. So that's how that whole thing started. Now, obviously, Damien was already in their eyesight because they knew he was like a troublemaker already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing they don't act like is in any of this. They don't act like Damien Eccles was acting like a fucking psycho.
He was.
In that
was a
movie,
troublemaker.
in that movie,
He already
the
had
Devil's
a-
Not, they show him to be.
Right. Well, that's a Devil's Not as a.
He's a troublemaker
Yeah.
kid. Like no matter how many angles I looked at it when I was like researching it, at some point Damien's made to look up like the devil because it's easy
Yeah.
target. But like when you look into how it was handled, you're like, all right, this guy's an easy target, but he's not like. It's like just a face for him. Like I don't know. You know, serial killers are like they're a little bit different in their head.
Yeah.
they operate a little bit different. He was not acting like
Yeah,
one.
was he
Yeah.
wearing
And
his mom's clothes?
Yes.
No.
Yes, he fucking was. He was acting wild.
No, he was acting wild,
Because,
but the fact that
my money-
he was crazy.
He fucking tried to suck blood out of.
Dude, my money is on the guy. With,
He was in a mental institute.
so
Right. Does that make it less likely
Sucky.
or more likely that he did this?
No, the fact that he was in a mental institute, yes, he tried to do those crazy things. You have someone that is an easy blame to that.
But if you
Right, but
Yeah.
but that fits the bill.
It fits the
that
bill, but, like,
crazy behavior
if he's
fits
supposed
the
to be
bill.
if he's supposed to
Yeah.
be satanic and stuff like this, then like it wasn't satanic. It wasn't like a ritual. It wasn't like something in the forest. It was like a hog-tied murder, and like
Yes, that's I
Like-
have gone on record
like
with you guys.
like
gone on record. I have said
literally.
there's nothing ritualistic about this.
That's not on brand for like what that person was
Yeah.
acting towards. Because I feel like if he was going to do something, there'd be like a cross, a fire,
Sure.
you know, like
Yeah.
something in the woods.
They would have painted like a
Yeah,
pentagram
they-
on
he
a
would-
tree
he
or
would done-
something.
He would have gone all out.
What that means? Okay, I am a metal dude, right? Like
Watch out!
I'm a metal guy, right?
Watch out!
Watch
I got a little bit more into the metal.
I'm scared.
Yeah, like, I've talked to you.
Yeah.
You're above average on the metal knowledge, right?
Yeah,
So
I
this-
know more than an
The
average.
most, yeah, like
Not me.
around this time, right in the
We're gonna
early
get you.
'90s. In the early '90s, what got pinned as Satanism from Eccles, Baldwin, and Miss Kelly, right, with these murders. If you go across the world and go into what was going on in Norway and Sweden around the same time, you have a dude named Varg
Mayhem.
Vikernes, Burzum, Mayhem. Varg Vikernes was literally burning churches on like Christmas Eve around the same time, contemporary with these murders. Like he was arrested in '94, but like in the early '90s, this dude was like literally burning churches. The kids in Norway that was part of the satanic metal scene were legitimately doing satanic acts, literally killing homosexuals,
killing each other.
killing each other. Like it would make
Jesus.
what it would make what
Dude,
exactly it would
Norwegian
make what
black metal is
it would
fucking
it would
crazy.
make it would make what Eccles, Baldwin, Miss Kelly listening to Metallica and what they were doing look very entry level. But I get it because in the Midwest, where if the Midwest were to see what Varg Vikernes is doing, burning churches, it would make Eccles look like an angel. Honestly,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
so like they like scratch the surface of
Let me.
occult behavior. Like, not even scratch the surface of it. They don't even like. It's not even the same
They don't even
ballpark.
understand. They don't even
It's not even the
understand
same
it.
ballpark.
They don't even understand
It's a
what it
different
is.
sport. Yeah,
They're like lumping
they're-
all this shit together.
Yeah, they're like taking this like Halloween concept of Satanism and trying to mold it into these three kids. When like, if you just go and see what they're doing in Europe and Norway, that's really what that's some real Satanism shit that they were doing, dude. They were
Yeah.
Are
Well,
wild.
Please remember, I went to college in West Virginia. That's on the Bible Belt. I went to church, and these like type of mindsets, these people, I love them to death. But like sometimes they will fall into the easiest beliefs
Sure.
because it's what church is telling you, and like it can be like just a little shadow. It's to them, in their mind, it is Satan himself knocking at your door.
So a community that's 20,000 predominantly white Christian Bible thumping
Like-
people.
That's like the worst case scenario. They're like, oh my god, like
okay, so
the devil's here.
let me ask you this:
If
You're a part of the,
I'll ask
you're
you.
a police officer, and you have the information that you have so far. You're randomly talking to some lady about some credit card fraud, and her son is like, I was a victim of this. I was there. We saw all sorts of cult stuff going on, and then says, oh well, you know,
That's how she gets
Jesse
out.
Miss Kelly and fucking Damian Eccles, they're into some wild shit. I hung out with them, and it's crazy stuff that was going on with them. And then they talk to Miss Kelly. He fucking admits that he was there, or says that he was there, says that they grabbed him. He participated in it. Damian Eccles was the ringleader. As a police officer, are you not supposed to take
that
a testimony
Right.
like that at least a little bit seriously?
You are.
And the idea
You are.
that Jesse Miss Kelly is some borderline mentally challenged person is bullshit also. That's another one of those things that they spin. Now, not that the test that he got was wrong, but that he was notably someone who didn't try at all ever. So even when he was taking this IQ test, he might have just been not that he couldn't have scored better.
Yeah.
He just didn't care if he scored.
you saying he purposely kept himself dumb or
He
made
doesn't-
himself look dumb?
No, I'm just saying does he have the wherewithal to go a Machiavellian thing and
No.
if I pretend like I'm dumb or whatever? I don't think so. But if you watch him, you would go, okay, he's stupid, but he's not like
He's
mentally challenged.
Yeah.
Like he reads notes.
He's not like full on autistic.
He's not.
Maybe high functioning.
He's just dumb. He's just dumb. He would just be the dumbest guy in class.
I think let's say dumb.
But look at where they
Not
where they
like-
came
The
from.
dumbest
though,
guy
dude. Like,
in class leaves
the
no
dumbest guy-
evidence
like,
at a murder
the smartest
scene?
guy in class is a guy like Damien Eccles in the town like that.
That's what I'm
dude.
saying. That's what I'm saying. It's
I'm
not-
suggesting that it makes sense why they were like. I mean, he's saying he did it.
No,
But it makes sense why that was the
And
only
then he
person
goes,
to get
and then
a
he goes,
confession
oh, and then my
from.
buddy Damien was there. And then you go and look at fucking Damien's rap sheet, getting in the institution and talking about. He said he was going to sacrifice his firstborn son. Damien said that.
Damien?
Damien said that.
Yeah.
Now, he may have
in the institute.
Do you
He
think
may have.
Okay,
he
so
may
like-
just
have
had a
said that
hyperbole?
as a joke.
Again, we're coming from that perspective. We're taking all that. It's how we're in Arkansas. We're like, look at all this darkness in this kid. Kid's just he's not the greatest kid. All right, but like, bro, that's
is
it.
that even
right.
real
This
Satanism?
murder isn't a dope.
Is that even real Satanism?
Yeah, like
No,
this is a dope-
them using the
Is that-
ritual,
is that-
them
is
using
that
the
in this
ritual
book?
stuff. Them using the ritual stuff was stupid on their part.
super stupid.
What the
But them
prosecutors?
being like, this guy's fucking dangerous.
the prosecutors?
Talks and they reportedly there were people saying that he was walking around being like, yeah, I picked 2 more kids to kill. Now he could just be a fucking edgelord walking around.
He's definitely probably
wanting
an
his-
edgelord.
Yeah,
We're
walking-
surrounded by them.
Sure,
nowadays.
Sure, but like that's not an insignificant thing. Let's say that they
Okay.
had somebody else in there who was innocent, and then they found out, hey, there's this guy that's been saying he did it, and he's into weird cult shit, and he was.
Yeah.
That's
Of course he
not
was.
wrong. Okay, you can say it's Satanism or not. They don't know. Everything that's not them is
there's
Satan. They
a-
think
there-
Catholics are Satanists.
There's also been cases
don't understand.
where there's been people who have claimed to be the murderer, and then 10 years after serving their sentence, they've actually been shown to not be the murderer. And not saying that they're innocent. They're actually shown to be a murderer of another murder. No, they just claim to kill people.
It's also-
There's just some people that want to lay claim to a murder and a high profile case, and whether it be he wanted to actually be convicted or him just like, oh yeah, I could do it, and him at that time thinking that, well, there's no physical evidence, I know I didn't do it, I have no evidence, I know for a fact they couldn't convict me, then you actually get convicted and you said all this crazy fucking shit.
Yeah.
So that could
It's
also be
totally
that is a
totally.
possibility, because it's
I did say I did
Yeah.
not. I did not say I think they did it. I said I am on the fence.
And going back to like having the evidence in the house, like they had him with occult stuff and books that were occult, and statements
So,
that he said.
the witch hunt. The
Yes.
witch hunt.
So
There's more here, guys.
in Texas, here in Texas, back in 1993, Debbie Tucker Lovelace and her son, her husband John Miller Lovelace, they were convicted in 93 for murdering their 4-year-old daughter. So on their property, their 4-year-old daughter was found without clothes, mutilated, her like genitalia completely and her legs cut apart, bleeding to death. When they found her daughter, they took her to, they called EMS, got her to EMS. She died en route and actually at the hospital of these injuries. The local police department went and convicted the parents who called them in and searched the house, found they had books and stuff that were like candles and things that were literally 1980s. This was in 93. This was like 1980s fantasy books that they had.
Right.
And some stuff that had occult looking stuff, skulls and crossbones. They convicted him. 5 years later, they finally were exonerated because these lacerations, they claimed that there was dogs. They had dogs and the neighbors had dogs. And that the little girl, they lived in the country, and that the little girl she was 4 years old.
Play with the dogs?
She would take off her clothes. She would play like a little girl in bare naked, like in the country. There's no one there.
What's
She
your
was
point
exonerated. They for 5 years, they still, even once she was exonerated, the family, the former prosecutors and the former sheriff's department said that it was them. And they had to wait, just like this case, for a new judge to come across. The new judge went to the original evidence. The cuts that they said that were knife cuts, that was from the surgeon cleaning up the dog bite wounds in order to save the child. So they for 5 years, they would not push that evidence. And this is similar to this case. For so many years, the Judge Bennett, he, from 2006 all the way to 2011, he would not allow the new DNA evidence to be released. And he kept saying that it was circumstantial. And until he was retired...
What was this DNA evidence again?
It was the fibers on the hair fiber on the ligatures.
Sure.
Yeah, on the ligatures.
Let's say that it is... Like, who are we planning on it being? That it wasn't the guys?
Yeah. No, the only DNA evidence actually tying any DNA evidence...
But who did it say it was?
It was Hobbs.
Okay.
Hobbs and Jacoby.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They had...
Now, here's the thing.
Hobbs?
Here's the thing.
His defense said that hair on the shoelace
it
would
wouldn't
be connected.
change anything. It wouldn't change anything.
Hobbs is the
because
dad,
all
right?
if
Hobbs is a stepdad.
any fucking defense attorney worth
Of
his salt
buyers.
would be
Not
like
buyers of more,
But
right?
Bennett was
any defense attorney worth their salt would be like, yeah, they all hung out at the same 3-4 fucking houses. It would not be weird for one of y'all to leave here and then maybe one of my hairs is on your clothes.
Joseph.
It wouldn't be fucking
But the
that
reason
crazy.
why
Joseph.
Bennett's ruling was overturned,
I'm just saying that
was because
they're not going to exonerate them because maybe one of Terry Hobbs's hairs was on there.
Which one of my parents had the pocket knife?
Terry Hobbs.
Yeah, it was Terry Hobbs.
That is number one serial killer activity.
Yeah.
They keep trophies.
Yes, that is-
Trophies.
So
of
not
what they
only the
killed.
DNA evidence, Bennett
BTK did.
was
And then, like,
kept
Bennett
trophies
was
of everything
showed
and record
The
of
next
everything.
day, Hobbs was washing sheets instead of searching for he was like washing.
Sure.
Different
What do you
clothing.
mean?
I'm
That's
not
like
okay, but that's
the
not
biggest red
but-
flag.
Change your clothes.
Everybody
in the
had
middle of
red
the
flags.
Yeah.
Everybody had red flags.
The whole town has red flags.
Going,
Yeah,
going
the
back,
whole town
does have
There's
red
no
flags.
one here
Red
that
flags.
doesn't look like they know something.
Well, going
or,
back to
Yeah.
Bennett, he was actually shown to be improper, like judge over the proceedings. That on top of his, so I have read on top of his proceedings of him.
That's Hobbs.
He directly spoke to the jurors.
Yeah.
He actually had lunch with the chief jurors. Stuff that it was not legal. He actually was on record.
Bennett did?
Yes, Bennett showed to not
With the
only
jurors?
to had lunch with the jurors, had lunch with the head juror, and even went to speak to the jurors in the juror room. Was on record. This is why his shit wasn't until 2011 overturned. Not overturned, but they went for a deal. Basically, you have a
Dude, that deal was fucked.
yeah,
That deal's
but Bennett
All for Yo-Yo.
told them that they would not need any more time to that they wouldn't even need lunch to determine who was guilty, and insisted that they were guilty before releasing them. And this was in private, and several jurors testified to that. And this was from the new DA and the new judge. And it wasn't until he became a politician and he was no longer in it that all the evidence of,
Sure.
all the evidence.
What are we
DNA
arguing
evidence-
that they mishandled this? They absolutely
We
did.
he
know they
suppressed
mishandled
it.
it. 100%
He's
mishandled.
Yeah,
he
I'm
did
not even going to
wanna-
argue that they did
he
this
did
right.
not
They
want
definitely
to
did not do this
prosecute.
right.
He did not want new evidence. He
But-
did not
but-
want
but,
his original
okay.
ruling
I mean, like,
overturned.
He was a fucking shitty judge. Okay.
Yeah.
At the same time,
but that doesn't make them less likely that they could have done it or not.
like, how fucking corrupt is this shit? Because
Hiding evidence is pretty-
No new evidence. They like
It's
put
not
these
hiding
kids
the
on a
evidence.
fucking shitty deal. The three that did it served 18 years. Did not want to pay these people. Did not want
Yeah.
to pay these
Yeah,
people
exactly.
at all.
It wasn't
So,
necessarily
like,
hiding it. It was just a matter of what became public and how much.
yeah.
of
So
it
like,
they were
imagine
allowed
like
to-
State Farm has to pay out 3 people
Mm-hmm.
for this case. Like these kids, those dudes are just happy to be out of prison.
Well, there was from
Like-
2006 all
Baldwin,
the way
not so
to
much.
2011
Baldwin wanted
that
to fight
evidence
it.
was there.
They should have fought it.
Baldwin wanted to fight it.
They
but
should have
because
fought it.
of Eccles' timeline.
Yeah, but if they lost, Eccles would have been.
he would have been killed. Yeah, because of Eccles' timeline.
He was the only
Baldwin-
one on death row.
I think they did
Yeah.
it for Eccles.
We, the jury, have determined that Damien Eccles shall be sentenced to death by lethal injection.
They did it for Eccles because
That's
Eccles
what
on
that's
death row.
what that's
Yeah.
what he said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sorry. Yeah, like I was gonna
But
ask about
there's-
that. Like,
but there's not-
how we've been talking a lot about Miss Kelly and Eccles.
Who else you talking
Baldwin seems like the least likely out of these three kids to pull a crime off like this. He's
Yep.
scrawny, he's tiny,
Yep.
he's a total follower, he's
Yep.
quiet as can be, until he becomes an adult where he's very loud about it.
He probably had time to think about 18 years. 18 years. I got a lot of time to think.
Another thing, 18 years you go in as a crazy person who is literally in and out of mental institutes, and then you go from that to being convicted, and then for 18 years, several interviews, several statements after he was convicted, Damien was in not a place of recovery. He was not in a place of getting better mentally. He was not in a place of, let me be truthful. He was in a place where, well, the world hates me. Let me
Right.
say that I killed
Yeah.
these kids. Let me gain on this fame. Let me ride on it. Let me ride on the
prisoner's prejudice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
prejudice. I don't think convicting an 18-year-old kid who there was little evidence, and yes, he said some wild shit, and then taking, what did he say after
He was
18
he was
years
his own.
in
He was his own worst enemy.
He was.
Facts.
He was definitely.
So-
that was
Facts on
absolutely
that.
true.
Facts
That's
on
absolutely
that.
true.
You
The
talking
dude,
about
the dude
Eccles
gave
or
him.
Baldwin?
The
Eccles.
dude helped him.
Baldwin.
He helped him and his friends
That's what
know
I was
It was
trying to get.
actually
fucking
smart. It
more.
was actually smart not letting him testify.
Baldwin?
Yeah, not putting him up. I was actually like, yeah, that's probably a good move because he doesn't look. He's the one that looks the least likely.
He would have slipped.
have
He would
been
have slipped on
involved.
the. He would have slipped on the. Just like Miss Kelly, he probably would have.
Well, here's the thing. They also none of them have alibis.
No.
None of them do. Once they cross-reference all the people they said they were on the phone with and this and that, none of the boys could prove that they were
They weren't there.
that they weren't
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I thought it was proven that Miss Kelly
And
was
then
at a wrestling match.
and then Eccles
That was also
and then
similar with
Eccles lied.
was the father.
Continues to lie. He continues now that he's going on shows and stuff. He will still say shit that's not true.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's hoping that people aren't going to look into it or whatever, but there's a lot of stuff where when I first saw this, I felt really bad for this guy. I felt bad for all of them.
Yeah.
But then now I'm like, there's just enough where I'm like, we can't discount
Anything or anybody. Like,
we can't.
Do you think Eccles realized how much he was celebritized through Paradise Lost that he's taking advantage
Yeah.
of right now? Like
Yeah.
100%
Oh,
taking
yeah.
advantage of it right
Okay,
now.
let's say that he did do it. Then
He became
what
an
he's
HBO
doing
celebrity.
is
Like
is
Paradise Lost
super
made him
shitty.
an HBO celebrity. Like
Now, if he's innocent, by all means, get the support you can so that you can fucking you
yeah,
know.
but like if you're not innocent,
He can be innocent and
Serial
also be
killer.
one of the biggest pieces
But
of
it's-
shits
but-
yeah.
to
but it's-
want to
but it's-
gain fame from it and being like, oh, did I do it or did I
actively
not?
tried to
he
get-
didn't ask
he
for the fame
actively
though. He
tried
didn't
to
ask
get
for it. It was dudes
No.
like Henry Rollins and Eddie Vedder.
He
and the
didn't.
Dixie Chicks
He
that
didn't
got
ask
him
for it.
famous.
But once you
Like,
start getting interviewed and you're on HBO and
he didn't ask for it. Like
No, it's not what he
No,
asked
they're
for.
like, they
It's-
pulled up.
It's once they pulled up, the motions, like it started the motions of him wanting to talk to them more. He could have, after the first film, not talked to them 2 films after. Talked to them continually.
Well,
he
I
did
want to talk to him
several
more too if it
interviews.
was my
He-
life was on the line.
No, yeah,
Be like, these are the guys that can help me. get
wrote
my-
book. Did he write that in or after prison?
I think both.
Yeah.
And I read some of it, and it's whatever. It's interesting because it's like he kind of does talk about like what it's like being in death row.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The more I looked into some of the things that made me go, okay, I don't want. Here's the problem. Did you guys ever see Super Size Me?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you hear about the controversy with that?
What controversy?
Okay. Do you remember what Super Size Me is about?
Yeah.
It's about that guy
Dude
who
that eats
goes,
30 days
I'm going to
McDonald's,
eat
yeah.
nothing but McDonald's, and if they ask me to supersize it, I
I'm
have
gonna
to.
have to. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he doesn't eat anything else. He has to try everything on the menu, whatever.
Yeah, his liver.
Now-
like,
Trying to
his
remember.
liver just
There
like-
was a.
You know why?
because all he ate was McDonald's for
Nope.
30 days, dude.
Nope.
Okay,
That's
why?
what it led you to
Drinking
believe. That's what
alcohol.
he was a raging alcoholic.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm sure it compounds with eating McDonald's.
Of
for 30
course.
straight days.
Don't
on.
eat
Come on.
People who eat
Of
McDonald's
course.
for 30 days straight go to eat alcoholics.
So if I were to start right now, 30 days McDonald's,
I'll be
right?
fucked. I'll be
Of
fucked.
course.
I
If
will
you-
respond.
If you're eating McDonald's
Right,
30 days
but
straight,
the documentary
didn't
didn't tell you, oh, his liver enzymes are
I was-
high because he
I
drinks
was
every fucking
drinking
night.
when I was watching. I would assume he's got to be drinking every night when he's
Right. I get
I saw it in the theater. I love Super Size Me. Have
Sure,
you
but
ever
it's
seen-
actively
fuck?
deceptive.
You ever seen Super High Me?
Yes, and he turns psychic. I saw that. I saw that.
Need to look into that.
Super High Me. Super High Me is
So good.
hilarious.
Need to look
so
into
good.
that.
I forgot the comedian's name, but you'll recognize him.
Yeah. He's great, it's
I've
funny.
missed those days
But
of
don't-
blockbuster
guys, let's
scenes.
not-
I was
let's
like,
not-
wait, is that that movie? Oh no, it's the
Let's-
fucking generic
let's
version
not-
of that movie.
Let's not mull over that.
Okay.
So, the point I'm making is that Paradise Lost wasn't truthful the whole time.
No, they had an objective. They had one objective, and that was
After I was talking to him, I was like, man, the more I look into it, and I don't want to get tricked.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to gain a bias because somebody says so.
Yeah,
So I was
correct.
like, okay, yeah. At first, I saw it, and I was drawn in by the spectacle. It's a spectacle, right? And I'm like, oh, that feels like me. I could have been this guy.
You're empathetic.
Because I was into dark stuff, and I liked reading Edgar Allan Poe, and I was into all this shit. So that could have been me, sure. But I got over that. And there's some stuff.
Yeah,
that
because you
I'm
were
like-
never in prison for 18 years since you were an 18-year-old boy who was like going through stuff, and you're
hold
like,
on,
well,
hold
no
on.
one locked me with those thoughts for 18 years.
I got over thinking that he's innocent just because I'm being told that.
hold on. You also got over it because
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
Hold on.
okay.
You
I
also
got over
it.
it being like, oh, he's
Okay,
fucking innocent just
okay.
because the doc said.
Okay, you also got over it because I'm willing to bet you grew up in an urban area, right?
Wait. I think you misunderstood what I was saying. I'm saying I just don't think they're innocent just by having seen Paradise
I've
Lost.
seen movies.
I got over that. Is
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Not the thinking there was a stigma on me and my interests. I don't care about that.
I mean,
I'm saying
both.
That's
I'm
fair.
saying-
That's fair. That's fair.
To
I'm just
me,
saying,
one of my favorite
alluding
of
to both shit though. Like,
Yeah, of-
you grew up in an urban area, not in a small town area. So like, growing up in an urban area, you're gonna get over shit like that because there's so much other stuff going on
And you're
in
like-
an urban area versus
In a
West
small
Memphis,
town.
Arkansas. That is a spectacle. Yes, like
that's their whole life.
that,
like,
that was everything to
they're
them.
they're known for that now. They're known for that now.
yeah.
People like will go there, visit there.
What's up, dog?
There's probably like a tour. They're like, it's where the bodies are.
Oh my god, it's
Terrible.
It's terrible, but
Terrible.
It is surprising that
Probably not
there isn't
wrong,
like
jeez.
a more of a memorial or something for those three kids that are there, or some sort of like
They should.
acknowledgement.
They've also-
it's like in an abandoned. It's like a ghost town.
Is it?
West Memphis now is the
Can
houses
I-
that they all lived in are all abandoned.
so
more or less, right?
So we've talked
like
about
no one lives in
the-
those houses anymore.
the innocence and the non-innocence of the three boys who were convicted. Can we talk about the potential other?
Yes, let me
Yes,
do
'cause
one
there is
more-
a lot of-
Let me do one
yeah.
more thing about Damien. real
Are we
quick,
talking about the Bojangles
because
guy?
There's a couple of things we need to talk about.
Yeah.
We'll get to it. Let me read this one more thing to again make you go, okay, maybe it wasn't as much of a witch hunt as they were acting like it was, right? That's the way Paradise Lost made it look. The narrative that Paradise Lost pushed was, oh, these kids they were kind of unusual, and they were a little bit rebellious, and they listened to Stephen King books, and they listened to metal music, and they wore black T-shirts, right?
Dude,
Just-
again, the
just so
metal
you
they
know,
listen
just-
to
that's
just scratch the surface
sure,
of it.
sure.
Just so you know,
Sure.
they didn't listen to Stephen King's book back then.
They
Didn't
listened
have
to Metallica.
audiobook.
They had all. Read Stephen King books.
Can you like imagine
Audible. They had Audible.
But that's the name- but if you-
VHS? Wait, what's it called? A cassette. Oh, fuck, a cassette. Stephen King book?
They probably had them.
They had them.
probably had them. Yeah.
No way.
They probably
They have them
had
at the
them.
library.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of, shout out to San Antonio Public Library.
Always got to shout out the library. So, rejecting it just by principle, being like, I'm just gonna not do that because it's telling me. So looking into it, that sort of stuff it's a lot of troubling behavior. It's not just, oh, he was a bit depressed and he was into kind of dark shit. He was saying wild stuff. He was like stalking a 13-year-old girl. He threatened to kill a guy and run off with his daughter. Like, he was doing really, really wild stuff. This isn't like your I'm kind of a rebel and I got suspended a few times type shit. He got caught smoking marijuana by the dumpster. Mm-hmm. It's not that stuff. This is like...
Not marijuana.
Like, troubling.
Not marijuana.
Like, troubling.
Not the devil's lettuce.
Devil's lettuce.
So you're saying his behavior is enough
sounds like
that
a
warrants
dude,
him being accused
sounds like
of
a
murder.
dude.
Absolutely.
Sounds like a dude who would kill...
Would you let your daughter hang out with Damien Eccles when he was in high school?
Probably not.
Fuck no. Fuck no.
That's a good question.
That's good.
You know you would not.
Would you also let your daughter hang out with either Hobbs or Brian?
I was gonna say, yeah.
No comment.
The rest of that town? Are you okay with the rest of that town?
We would be moving our asses out of West Memphis.
All these people in this town, who the fuck is innocent?
Honestly, this is like a Stephen King town.
Yeah. No, yeah. It's dairy.
This
is
it's fucking
Maine,
dairy.
I feel like it's just like a cover-up, and like, because it's a small town,
Yeah.
like, they're all in it together.
No, like I'm
they
saying,
know.
from
Like, they
from
know.
people who have nothing to gain, giving false witnesses, for giving false statements, absolutely nothing to gain, to people who do have, something with the police or.
We'll talk about Bojangles.
Yeah.
In a second.
Where was John Wayne Gacy
like-
based out of? Indiana?
Let's not talk about Bojangles.
We have to talk about
Let's
Bojangles.
not.
Can we take a break?
No,
I gotta
because
do
like I don't want to talk about how I don't want to talk about how Bojangles, a place known for fried chicken, they're like, yeah, there's a black guy with blood covered. I'm just like, at the fried chicken spot. What the? I'm like,
God.
this is the most racist thing.
Yeah,
They're like,
historically, black men will go
I'm like,
hold on,
leading
hold on.
why?
It's funny.
In the women's room.
It's funny.
It's why you want to go
Hold on.
Bojangles.
AP, you brought up the race thing. I brought up. Hold on. No. I bring this up. I bring this up as I meant it in a
Guys,
serious
I
way.
have been trying to say this one thing. Can I say this and then we can move on?
Please.
Damien Eccles failed a polygraph test pertaining to this. Now, I know that polygraph tests are not admissible in court, and there's a reason for that. It is a tactic, but let me read you some of the questions. He answered no to all these, and then...
failed.
Yeah.
Failed bad.
Untruthful. Deception.
So, at any time, Wednesday or Wednesday
Sweating right
night, were you in Robin Hood Hills? No. Question 5, were you present when those boys were killed? No. Question 7, did you kill any of those 3 boys? No. Question 9, do you know who killed those 3 boys? No. Question 10, do you suspect anyone of having killed those 3 boys? No. It is the opinion of the polygraph examiner that this subject recorded significant responses indicative of deception when he answered the above listed relevant questions in the manner noted. Conclusion, deception indicated. Now,
So that means the needle was flying.
it means it looks, according to the test, it looks like he was lying.
Right.
What is
So
it?
these
What
are,
does
this
a polygraph
isn't,
measure?
this,
It measures,
yes,
like,
it's not
how
admissible
does
in court, but it is significant.
It's not the best.
Okay.
test.
No, it's definitely
It's
not.
not the best.
Other
test.
people who
I wouldn't even
were
sit down for
under
one if I was
polygraph.
under suspicion
Other
of crime.
people who were under polygraph who failed.
A lot of them.
Hobbs, Briars,
No, Byers passed.
Byers
Byers
I
passed?
was unaware
Byers
that
passed.
Byers
that Hobbs and Byers failed.
No, Byers passed.
Byers passed.
It's
But
recorded.
Hobbs
His
failed.
test is completely recorded.
Hobbs failed, and his DNA is the only DNA that's
everywhere.
that's tied to it.
Right. It's
And Jacoby's DNA.
Again, it's
And
you can argue that like it's a hair on a fucking shoelace. It
bro,
doesn't mean
Hobbs had the fucking knife, and then
if I don't
how
think,
would- how-
if I don't think it's the if I don't think it's these 3 guys, I would aim at Terry.
No.
But
Terry's the one. He's a trusted adult to those 3.
So
Also, Terry has a very
you're
checkered
like,
past.
like,
that
how he
would
countersued.
that would lead.
He's
yes, he did some
for,
wild shit.
for defamation.
yes he sued for defamation.
And lost.
He
Defamation.
lost. Had to pay
to the
19,000.
Dixie Chicks.
Yes.
Yeah.
To
So
the
that
Dixie Chicks
man
is crazy.
almost. So
Or
that
one
man,
of the Dixie Chicks.
So
No,
that
one of- Dixie Chick.
The Dixie Chick.
So that
the
man,
Dixie Chick.
Just go on record.
In a-
I don't even know who they are.
in a civil suit,
these pop
in a civil
country-
suit, he would lose with the evidence. With the newer evidence, But 1993 evidence in a small town jury in a prosecution.
He got divorced.
Yeah, he did, and his wife.
And it's because she found Stevie's knife in his stuff.
As a man, girls have way better intuition, and like they know when we think we're hiding shit. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. She lied. She lied. I'm just saying.
Okay, right, but she didn't leave when he was like molesting her daughter. So,
oof. You know, sometimes they say through abuse.
So
like, they're not perfect. They're not perfect.
I'm just saying,
they're
if we're gonna fucking say that. All right,
Hey.
so
Okay.
race.
I brought up
Bojangles.
No.
Okay.
Are we going to the black guy and the Bojangles?
Like, let me go on record. Bojangles is
It's fire.
It's for. I'm not gonna say this on the internet, but like it's not the best fried chicken spot. It's found in your local country spots in the Bible spot. They love their Bojangles. There's a black guy comes into Bojangles bleeding out the night of the murder. So people mention that.
Why'd you call it this?
I thought you were going to say there's a bleeding black man in every Bojangles in America.
You ever eat Bojangles? They're everywhere.
You're going to start pitting them on everything?
It's like the most like.
That's why you got dismissed.
It's like out of everything.
They're everywhere.
It's like everything I heard.
We see that guy last
Everything
week.
I heard in the story that's been a lie and unbelievable. I'm like, if you guys were trying to put it on a black guy, y'all could have just done it a lot better. Y'all could have done a lot better.
AP, that's what I was alluding to. So I brought up the metal shit and how it was easy to put on metal kids. If Joseph and I were in West Memphis in 1993, the posters that I have on my walls as a 16-year-old kid, I'm sure the shit that you have on your walls as a 16-year-old kid, if we were living in West Memphis, we probably would have been pinned on it.
Yeah.
Because they were listening to Metallica. I was listening to Cannibal fucking Corpse.
I would have been hanging out with him.
Yeah.
The only reason they didn't paint it on
Eating
that
each other
Bojangles
out.
guy,
That was my
there wasn't
posters
a
on my
black
walls.
guy close enough, or there wasn't one that they had their
AP,
mind
I
on.
also-
That was just about it.
It's like it's just crazy that like I'm watching this documentary and like mishandled evidence. I'm questioning everything in life, and they're like, "Oh, by the way, there's a black guy in Bojangles who was bleeding out that night."
And then
he did. And I'm like,
and then they say it for like 5 seconds, and they go right back to everything else. Anyway,
it just pops in. They're like bleeding black guy.
Aside from
I'm like, whoa.
aside from the reference of a bleeding black guy going to Bojangles, did you see any black guy in any videos?
later it went. No. Anyways, besides the evidence of a bleeding black.
Okay. Did you see any black guy in any of these videos?
No, like in any of the videos, I've seen no black guys.
Any Mexican looking MS-13 cartel looking
Memphis,
dude.
Arkansas is
white as can be. Yeah.
white as can be.
White as can be.
You pointed the palm of your head.
Did we get that on camera?
It's as white as can be. So, where it was easy to pin it on 3 sort of satanic looking heavy metal kids that scratch the surface of that scenery.
That itch.
Yeah.
That itch.
If there were, I brought this up to you, man. If there were, say, 6 kids that were listening to Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and Tupac Shakur during that time, NWA, and had sagging pants, baggy clothes, and wore like LA Raiders jackets during
Probably
that
putting
time.
on that because like those kids probably would have been known for fighting. Probably been known for like.
Would it have been a satanic activity, a satanic ritual murder, or would it have been thug activity?
No, it'd be thug activities. But then like again, hogtied. Like that's not satanic at all.
No, it's not.
Sounds like
definitely not.
Sounds like
It's
a
definitely
country
not.
boy, a hunter to me.
Yes.
And there was
That part.
Yes.
Yeah.
That part. That's what I'm
That's
saying.
exactly. Man.
Which-
So it's like
I would expect that those boys probably had a little bit of hunting experience.
I mean, like
that's their pastime. That's like their recreation,
dude.
So it's
Right?
not.
you say that,
I'm just-
but
I'm
they
just
were
saying
rebels
it's
in
not-
their
No. So
own-
just
You think
Joseph
any of
is
those
right.
boys had a good relationship with their father?
Yeah.
They all had
No.
stepdads.
They all
They
did.
all had
No,
stepfathers, dude.
Oh wait, did they all have stepfathers?
So two out of the 3 did. I mean,
I'm not talking about the boys that were killed. I'm talking about the boys that were convicted.
No, so Damien, his parents were scared of him.
No, Jesse Miss Kelly's dad was there.
Miss Kelly's dad, Miss Kelly Sr. is like, he's probably just as dumb as Miss Kelly Jr. if you look at him, dude.
They're
like interviewing a 3 or 4 or 5-year-old child.
all dumb. They're
They're simpletons, but they're
Kellys
simpletons.
are just
They're simple
Dude,
things.
I can only imagine being like one of the lawyers in there and just being like, dude,
This is a
everything.
shit show.
This I don't even know. like, I can't make up or down to this.
Imagine being,
I'm
being,
like,
being
also-
a New York.
Imagine being Jesse's fucking
Also,
defender.
if you're like a lawyer and like
Eccles admits it. He's like,
it's a fucking shit story, but
he
like
admits it.
you're a fucking American and like you want to make that paper and you're like, come to this fucking smallest fucking town because you're getting a lot of press. Everyone's fucking lying. This case is not gonna get solved. I'm not gonna make any money off this fucking ship. I'm gonna try like my best, like just like
They did.
get out, and they did. Like they're like
They put
Yeah,
West Memphis
they-
Arkansas on
they
the map.
absolutely-
like they're in them.
From HBO to
yeah.
They're like
everyone, to Peter King to
Peter
Peter
Jackson.
Jackson. Excuse
it's
me.
it's a fucking shit
He
show.
is the king. He is the king.
He is the king.
He is the king.
God save the king.
So,
Some say Stephen King.
did
Yeah.
well done. Did you?
That's what I meant by race, though, earlier.
That's what That's what a better race. Look at it.
I just want to say it's just like crazy because I watched so much hours of this documentary and I'm like get confused. But every part, no matter what I'm looking, it's like, by the way, there's a black guy in Bojangles bleeding. It's like just slipped in there. It's like just slipped in there.
There was.
He doesn't get referenced at all.
So
He doesn't get cross-referenced.
Well, there's
Like,
so much
he can
random
do nothing.
evidence once they find evidence in the river. So let's talk about. I guess we've
found
talked
like
about some of
a
we've talked about
trapper.
some of the people that were potential.
Well, there was two more. Did you hear about the other two teenagers? The other two teenagers that might have been a part of this?
No. I'm talking about them.
Yeah, so let me find their names here because I wrote them down. These two guys, Chris Morgan and Brian Holland,
Yes.
knew the boys. One of them drove a ice cream truck.
Chris Morgan. Yeah.
And right after the murders happened, they fucked off and moved to California.
No,
Yeah.
they got pulled over. They weren't teenagers. They're like
They went to
adults.
California for a time, and then they
I
came
thought they were like
back.
19.
Yeah.
No, they're adults.
Well, right.
But like
19 is a teenager.
They got
still, right?
Technically.
technically,
by
but
when you
like
say it out
they
loud,
got they got
19.
they
Right.
got interviewed.
Mm-hmm.
Like they got brought back.
And they failed their polygraph test also.
Yes.
I mean, that would make more sense because it's two of them and they're older. But
So-
like, there's not enough there.
They
for
arrested him, and then I think they did the polygraph test in California.
Bro, this
I might be
case-
getting that wrong.
This case is
but
a shit show.
it's a shit show,
This
dude.
case is a whole fucking shit show.
small town cops.
So you had
Are-
Ann Hutchison fucking lying about whatever the hell was going on with
Vicky
her.
Hutchison.
Vicky.
Yeah.
Ann. And then her son Aaron made some shit up about stuff and said he was even there.
Yeah.
You got Miss Kelly getting it wrong a bunch of times. Damien lies a shit ton. He's remember I mentioned that before. He still lies.
Yeah.
He tells people that he didn't even live in West Memphis. He would go to West Memphis to go to Walmart. They're like, nah, you did live
They
there.
lived there.
Yeah.
They were poor white trash living in a
Dude,
trailer.
Go to
all
Walmart.
of them.
Go to
all
Walmart.
of them lie,
Go to,
dude.
go to Walmart is the most country
Cross-reference
thing
that.
to
Was there a
say.
Walmart in West
Like-
Memphis in 1992?
Yeah, probably.
Look at the drone footage
No,
from
wait,
Paradise
wait,
Lost. There's no
wait.
Walmart in.
In Walmart?
There's no Walmart in West
There
Memphis.
probably
in
was, but all the
It's-
more
it's
that he was making it up.
Yeah.
Still, why is he still lying about it?
Why is he still talking about it after he's been?
Keeps him in
Because
the
it's
line.
the only thing he's got.
He can monetize off
Well,
it.
the
Yeah.
thing is, if you say something new or contradictory
that is
every
the- he
single
can't get a
time
job. He's
you
a felon.
talk,
He's a
you're
murderer.
you're,
He's a felon.
you're
He can't
keeping
get
it
a job.
alive.
Like,
Yeah, we are.
You know, but every single if they were to interview him 10 times and he says the exact same thing 10 times,
He doesn't. He doesn't.
Nobody wants to hear it.
Yeah, but he
This,
doesn't.
yeah, exactly. This guy changes it up, and especially since he's not exonerated, but he can't be tried
He's
again
not
for it. He can't be tried again for it. So even if he's already out, and every time they interview him, he just says something different or something slightly contradictory or you know, wilder each time, they can't try him again. One thing, another thing, it keeps people interested because there's been serial killers that I've seen that every time they interview them, they try to get them to go back because they
want to relive it.
They want to
relive it.
They want to maybe tell them where this one victim is.
Yeah, because they love reliving it.
And
it's not just reliving; it's like the attention.
That's like
it's the
also, the thing is like they're out now. If they would have actually done the murders, we would like found it would happen again.
Yeah,
like if one of the 3 people would have fucking done that, they would like maybe a year later.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
they have to like wait a second. Everyone's looking at them. Wait a year. Wait 2 years.
Okay. What about
but they
Terry?
have an itch.
What about Terry?
Terry Huff?
Listen, he probably still doesn't. The small town got better at fucking covering it up.
I'm just saying if you're going to make the argument that hey they
like a serial
they have the need to do it again.
A serial killer has a need to do it again.
Yeah.
Well, these weren't serial murders.
It's 3.
No. It's serial means that it happens over the course
of time.
Yeah.
Time.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. This is
a terrible murder.
Isolated incident.
There's words for it. It's like a mass killing is like over 8 people or something at once. I know. That's what I said. It's like over 8 people. There's a specific word for killing that has multiple people, but it's just like one time. So
it's almost like a spree.
Not a killing spree.
No, I think a spree would be like multiple places. Also, I don't know. There's technical words to all these.
Okay, so like
was it? Nothing indicates. We all agree that nothing indicates ritual shit was going on here, right?
It was not a satanic.
It didn't look that way. Also, there's no blood on the scene, so all the stories that Miss Kelly told.
On the scene?
There was minimal blood on the scene, which doesn't make sense if they were attacked and cut up and mutilated.
If they were mutilated there would be blood everywhere, dude.
Please remember, 1 kid was cut up and mutilated. The other 2, 1 kid was killed before. The other 2,
they all drowned.
They all
they all drowned.
No. 1 was dead before. The other 2 were drowned.
I think they all drowned. Unless we're just looking at different things. Which one wasn't drowned?
No, I saw medical records.
They weren't bludgeoned, were they?
Only
they were.
No,
I don't. It depends on who we believe.
2 of them were drowned and beaten, and one was beaten. Were straight beaten.
They were all beaten, according to the story.
No, yeah, but one was just beaten to death. 2 of them.
Literally, one of them had more physical marks on them than the other 2.
Right.
Like.
Okay, so one, and it was Terry's kid, right?
Yeah.
Or was it Michael? Or was it Michael Moore?
I brought this up too. Here's the other thing that leads me to believe that it's like not satanic. Satanic rituals typically have like carvings in their stomachs
and goats,
right? Intestines ripped out, like a very not clean looking scene.
Also, hogtied.
Yeah,
you don't.
There's no hogtying in satanic rituals.
Some of the defense at the time claimed that the possible castration was done by animals scavenging.
Yeah, there's actually.
Well, they also said maybe animals or the river water, because like where they're like planted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but
those bodies were so.
There was no
sexual. They looked like mannequins. Like they were so well preserved.
Well, the thing is,
they were not like, mutilated bodies. That
also,
were
like
they were just like
would a 16-year-old, 17-year-old, how would they know to take the clothes and like put them somewhere else underneath mud?
It was weird. It was it was so in between. Not,
and you have to have
a young kid, and also not a fully functioning serial killer. Not.
Well, you also have to have the idea with the clothes, like. Does it make more sense that this was a grown adult that did this by himself?
It makes more sense.
Or
it makes more sense.
Or that multiple people did it.
It's a grown adult who knows like the area,
right?
Who the kids trust,
right?
Those 2 things. It makes it easier to control like 3 little kids. They were 8 years old.
Stands
dude.
to reason, sure.
And like, remember being that young. You don't think that much against like your own life. You trust people because you still feel invincible, and like you don't know about the concept of.
Nah, fuck that. I would have been trying to run away
at 8 years old.
Yeah, run away. Dude. I'm not saying I would have fought and won, but I would have tried to get away.
No. Here I bring this up. You grew up urban, so you have that wherewithal where these kids did not have that wherewithal. These kids,
I don't, dude. It was a Boy Scout. These kids grew up in the fucking woods. It's not that. It's not.
It's Arkansas.
Well,
dude.
you're assuming they just like stood there and like let their friend
Probably,
get tied
dude.
up and shit. And they just
No,
they
that's
sat
probably-
there.
That's why
That doesn't make any sense.
Dude,
here's the thing.
That's
here's
why-
here's
that-
the issue.
Every
the issue
suspect
is,
was a white man.
The
They saw a
issue
white
is-
man and he said, "Come here." And they were like, "That's fine."
The issue is
yeah, it was
the
very closed society.
Now they
prosecutors
saw the
like-
Bojangles suspect. They
Nah.
would have run. So that's why I think
prosecutors
Bojangles suspect
claim that
is
happened
out
there.
of the window.
The prosecutors claim that it happened there. That the crime scene was in the riverbed or whatever. But there wasn't really any blood. And the kids looked pretty clean, and you can attribute that to them being submerged in water. But since there's no blood or no it doesn't look
bites. There's no
activity,
bug bites.
so somebody could have had them nearby in a house, done it, tied them up, put them in the back of the truck, and then like took them out there. No one saw them go into the woods. There wasn't an indicator of the kids. Did anybody spot them
No.
going in there?
No one saw them right into
They
the
knew
woods,
they hung out there, but did
But-
anyone see them go in there?
But their
Someone could have killed them
their-
offsite.
Their clothes and their
thrown their
clothes
bodies in the fucking water.
and their bikes.
That's what it was suggested when they
Their
thought
bikes were
Byers was the
found.
main suspect. Was
Their
that
bikes were
they
found
were
in the
killed
river.
off-site. Their bikes were found there. They were killed off-site and they were taken.
Well,
there.
yeah, because if you did it, like if a killer did it at their house, they wouldn't be like, well, we'll just leave their bikes
Yeah,
in the
but
garage.
two of the kids drowned. One of the kids was killed way before he was put in the water. Like that's like stated. That's proven. So like two of them drowned.
So what do? You tie them up.
Like,
I definitely think it was done in the
can drown.
woods. I think
So they were
That's-
they were
this is
they
how
were
you can
undressed
drown.
first.
You can drown a kid.
Because how do you take if they're
In a
hogtied?
bathtub.
no, you hawked like.
Oh,
you
they were
literally, like-
they were definitely undressed before they were hogtied.
Had to be right.
Yes.
Yeah, they were that was definitely done beforehand. And going to the evidence, so they like stomped into that. We were watching just earlier. We were watching.
they stomped into it,
They
yeah.
were up into their knees, up to their pants, filled with mud, completely ruining any evidence that was in there. They did not sandbag the river and stop the flow of water and collect what was at the bottom of it before they even started anything. So they saw when they first saw that black shoe, they show it in that movie. Actually, The Devil's not that movie, though there was some very bad acting in that movie and some bad accents. Stays pretty truthful to some actual investigation parts. So yes, the original officer that found the people, he was a junior probation officer that
found them.
That was
Yes.
a junior probation officer was
Bro.
working for the police department in this whole like shoulder to shoulder like search of this area. And as it started sprawling out, he went down to the area. That water area had actually been searched the day before, but they didn't get into the water. It wasn't until he got into the water the next morning at like 8 a.m. he saw the shoe in there. He didn't report the shoe being in there for like 2 to 4 hours later. And then...
So one of the things that gets me about this whole thing
Yeah.
is if the three boys did it, if the West Memphis Three actually were guilty. And again, I'm on the fence. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
I'm
Yeah.
not.
We don't know.
I'm not gonna.
We're like we don't know.
Nobody knows, right? That
was Hobbs.
if they had done it, it's harder to explain.
Hobbs.
It's harder to explain.
Just say who you want, Hobbs.
Yeah, it sounds like it is him, but it's harder to explain
That's what I'm saying.
that how did the three of them, Jesse, Jason, and Damien, like get cleaned up afterwards? They would have had more to explain to more people. Like where would they have gone to like clean up afterwards?
Versus one person or...
It's like
okay, so how many days between the discovery of the bodies?
It was like a day and a half.
The discovery of the bodies and Damien and them getting talked to. Was it a week later? 2 weeks later? After we're like, okay, these kids there's clearly foul play here. Somebody killed these kids. And now we're talking to Jesse because he was the first one I think they talked to.
Yeah, and Jesse like
I don't know. They might have kind of interviewed everybody.
Jesse
but-
sang like a canary
So wait a minute.
for no reason.
How many days in between that, because wouldn't they, if they
It's
had
like
done that
they went missing.
again, the kids would have. I feel like the kids would have fought back.
I
There
mean,
would have been maybe scratches on their hands or
yeah, they're
bruises.
bullies. You're
good.
going against
That's a good
bullies.
point.
Well, but
you're going against bullies. Dude.
so, but that's what I'm saying. So I don't think this idea that they would have been stupid and just like looking around. What makes y'all think that those kids were like
exactly? It's an
There's
adult.
like a kick mark on someone's face.
It's
or
a
something?
fucking.
You feel like that any of those three,
It's
Jesse, Jason,
it's a
or
fucking-
Damien, would have. But I mean, if it had been several days, some of those cuts could have been minor and healed. A lot of this stuff. Again,
a 16-year-old and an
like-
adult over an 8-year-old though is pretty empowering. You can
and
knock
like-
them out and tie them up.
if you're an
without-
adult,
Yeah, but
sure.
like, if
Even
you're a
if it's a
16-year-old,
even if it's a 16-year-old, you can probably do that.
Dude, you're not gonna think about that. There's no way they had that foresight to plan that out. Especially randomly, if it happened, because like, if I remember being 16, dumb as fucking shit. My front,
Sure,
my fucking front shit is not like fully developed yet. We're not thinking at full capacity. So if we kill somebody on accident, it's full panic. I'm not going to take their shoelaces.
It's not well thought out.
Yeah, it's not well thought out.
No, they were probably hogtied while they were still alive.
But yeah, but that shit was well thought out. And
But how? How could it have been thought out? If,
you know what I mean? Like when you're there, dude, it's not like you're already gonna do it. But like
I'm gonna kill these three boys.
no, because like literally one died before the other two drowned. So you probably hit the one as an adult way too soon.
I can't imagine being the third kid having to watch that, watching the other two get killed first, and then you're the third one.
Bro.
If that's what the scenario
That was the scenario. That either you watch your friend die, then you watch yourself drown.
Were there any indication that the clothes had like cut marks on them?
Ooh, good question. I'm not too sure.
I didn't see any notes about that.
Because what if you? Because all right, think about it like this: what if if it was somebody they knew, and they're like, "Oh, you're in the Boy Scouts. Let me show you this knot." And you practiced on him. Yeah. Oh, we don't need a rope.
Yeah.
Take your shoes.
Yeah,
take your shoes,
dude,
and we'll take your shoelaces off.
dude,
So
but-
with what
but
you
dude,
just
but-
said,
but you're
There
also,
you go. You tie them up, then you don't have to worry about them running away.
You're also
with
saying
what you just said, who's
let's-
capable of doing that?
Right.
Is Eccles capable of doing that?
No,
With what you said, is
no,
Eccles
It makes
being
so-
okay. Right. I'm just saying.
that's
I'm
more
trying to like
towards-
come up with a theory as to like.
But you're also saying
because it's such a specific.
they
scene.
were all naked. So
Well, right. That's why I asked were there cut marks on the clothes? Because if they got them to tie each other up,
so how do you
then
convince
just cut-
3-8-year-old
cut their
boys
clothes
get
off.
naked in front of each
The
other?
clothes were described
and be okay with it.
The clothes were
Right.
not described as ripped; they were inside out.
exactly.
Yeah, so the clothes were
Inside
not
out.
ripped;
So they were taken off
They
of
were
them.
inside out.
So
Yeah.
they were forcibly.
Right.
So this is
Right.
another
Yes.
thing, though,
And not tied.
which I would say is psychologically, or what I would say more to a young boys is that might have done the crime is yes, they took those clothes instead of hiding them or something, they twisted them around twigs and then shoved them down.
That is hiding them.
into the mud.
No, but that's smart
No.
though. That's smart. That's like
Is it smart? It's kind of dumb. The
Well, like,
the
if you know-
clothes is right there.
if you know the area.
it sounds like a young kid who's like trying to like
Hide.
he sees the clothes
Yeah.
floating up on the water and he's like twisting it and shoving it into the mud and pinning it against the ground. That's how they found these clothes. And that would make me think, yeah, it is possibly these young kids. Because if you did do that, that was maybe a big mistake by an adult.
I feel like a younger person.
By a younger person, but that could also be the what was it? Christopher Morgan, that other dude that went to California. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's kind of in the age range of.
Smart enough to like know
Was there
better.
Was there
make mistakes, but smart enough to
like
to
sexual
still,
assault? Did they show
No.
that they
No.
had been?
No
there was the
sexual assault.
one mutilated, but like did they?
There's no sexual
So
assault.
they found. So
Jesse's saying that he screwed him.
Well, they found.
That's another thing that he just made up.
Yes, so they found.
They chased him down, grabbed him, and
semen
they fucked him.
in the area.
That's what Jesse said.
Yeah, they said they had found semen in the area, but that was actually from the mutilation of that one boy.
What? That doesn't make any sense.
Jesus.
Is he old enough to produce?
Nah, no way.
That's
No
what-
way. No way. Let's
That's
run,
what-
that's
that's
run
what
that
I was
back
saying.
because I don't believe that.
Yeah, that's what I was seeing from defense.
The little kid-
from defense.
8-year-old
Yeah.
producing semen? Can they do that?
I mean,
Bro,
it's sure
bro,
it's possible.
That's a
bro,
biological
we have our balls like young as hell.
It says 10 to between 14.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Andy.
So
Oh,
it would,
nice.
so
That's
it would,
crazy.
so it would be
Yeah.
young, but that was part of the defense that I was seeing.
We're friends now.
So that's what I'm saying.
love it.
That's
But even though
Cool.
they never
That's-
the
Lighting to friends.
the prosecution never pushed
Shows
for
you.
that. The prosecution never pushed for that, and it was
No.
never like
No, that
a determining thing. Like they didn't put that there was any sexual assault.
there probably wasn't.
Yeah, there probably
It's
wasn't.
cult activity. It's not cult activities. It's just like, bro, this shit's so fucking messy.
Yeah.
And like, I can't put on those.
There
three-
was also, after that whole Bojangles thing, in a piece of cloth that was in the area of the river
Was it fried chicken?
was a hair of
Mixture of 11
yeah.
spices
Was
and
a hair
herbs.
was a hair of an African American individual that they never identified.
Wow.
Yes.
Wait, is that true?
Hair?
Yes. There was
Damn.
a hair of an
was
African American
Bojangles, dude.
individual.
Well, they said the Bojangles guy had mud on him,
Had a cast,
had blood, and
Yeah.
had a cast.
which people would say that would not allow him to
Yeah, which makes it.
pin down
If you
three
have-
boys.
If you have a cast, you can't.
There's no way.
Can't tie three
Can you realistically
young
hog
boys.
You
tie?
can't tie.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't investigate. They didn't find out if he wore the cast.
He was covered in blood, but that would,
It's
And it wasn't
it's-
it wasn't
it's
a
not the
cast. It wasn't a cast either. It was
said
one of those
a blue
one of those-
Velcro.
One of those things you
yeah, it said a blue.
So could it have been that if it is the Bojangles, the theory that he hurt
He's gonna say no.
that he hurt himself
Jesus my God.
doing it, and
he's
then
like,
put the
no,
thing
I'm
on.
gonna object.
Well, dude, I'll feel like so bad if I'm like just at a bar one night and this fucking black guy goes, "Hey, gotta
I
tell you
did it. And you're like, no.
Like, no.
Hey, man, brother to brother. Just saying.
I'll take it to my grave.
Hey, man,
He's
brother
like,
to
hey, I
brother.
saw you online.
no,
I wanted to
but
just
like-
confess to you.
Honestly, it's just crazy that the whole Bojangles thing just pops up. I'm like,
So many
well,
times.
Wait, why is it crazy?
Because it's a fried chicken spot. It's a black person. It's like
You mean it from like a funny?
from a black
I find it
perspective? It's
crazy
still on
because the
the
only
nose.
reference of a black person.
And the whole thing.
Where
Dude,
the
well,
black-
it's
They
too on the
didn't.
nose.
They didn't like
But
go.
this-
Okay, let's go see what the
They're
fuck's going
obviously
on.
scared of black people in this. Like,
It's also Arkansas.
Bro,
No,
on the border.
If they
of-
were, they would have got him immediately.
Bro,
They would've got
they,
him. They couldn't even find a black guy. They couldn't even find.
Which is why it could have been someone that
yeah, I feel like
went
it's
to the
like a
town.
myth.
This isn't
It's like a myth.
this isn't necessarily somebody. This isn't necessarily someone that lives there either.
We didn't even bring up that possibility. It could have legitimately just been like a truck driver that
No,
showed
you have to
up,
know- you have to-
did it, and
right.
then just left.
You have to know the area, dude. You have to know the area.
No, you don't.
I don't
Did you
know.
see?
Okay.
Have you seen a? Wait,
So,
real,
to be
real
fair-
talk. Real talk.
no,
Have you seen
okay.
an overhead map of it? It's a little copse of trees
ditch,
in a.
dude.
To be fair,
you don't.
To be fair, it was for the time where trucks were being stocked for where they're going. For
Very
DP,
popular
like,
trucker
so,
stop
like,
area.
They could like just.
It could have been a
dropped
random
off.
trucker, dude.
Could be a
It
random
could have been.
trucker.
It could have been anybody.
So
I would just go as a hitchhiker.
Very-
Fucking
Dude,
Super-
at this point,
super
scenario.
duper stretch.
Could have been trucker. Could have been
Super
hitchhiker.
duper
Could have been anybody.
super duper
Could have been
stretch.
Jimmy Hoff.
As far as like,
probably the cashier at Bojangles.
well, just one state or a couple states around there, BTK was going on. So
Hi, baby.
Are you saying it was BT?
Hi, baby. What's wrong?
Oh my! That is a wild accent.
that's like so bold and so out
What-
there.
Wait,
But
how many miles away is it? Is it just
It's
like a
not
state
that-
over?
What's wrong?
It's. I mean, BTK was where, Kansas.
I don't remember. Stop.
BTK was Midwest also.
Watch it be true though. Watch it be BTK did this
BTK
shit.
was Midwest, and this shit was right there.
Crazy.
And he did-
So
Okay.
it's not.
BTK was
And I told you
active for a long
you,
time.
you were surprised when I told you it took almost 30 to 40
Yeah, I
years
was
before they caught
surprised
BTK.
he was active
man.
for that long.
Like David Rader, it took a long time before they caught him, dude.
Dennis
Did you see
Dennis Rader.
that,
Dennis Rader,
that they
And he was doing shit
2025
like this, man.
2025 the attorney's office just opened up the case again and is retesting
Right now?
Yes.
For BTK?
No. For West Memphis 3, brand new technology of DNA. I forgot it was called like V something.
Let's go.
DNA evidence is able to extract even finer particles. They're talking about like skin,
What are they going to test?
Skin cells on those ligatures. They're trying to test
On the rope?
That's going to be hot.
The rope?
No.
Yes.
The shoestring.
The rope?
Who they this is such refined DNA evidence. They said they're going to get this year that it could actually show who
Who actually tied
the fucking because
the feature's crazy.
physical because of skin particles. And so
the statute of limitations.
this is
go past
brand
that?
new. Yeah, you should look it up. The
statute of limitations go this far?
It's
It's been like
when
what, 20
when
years?
Okay, let's say that
they can
let's say
they
that
can
proves that
they can
somebody else besides
if there
them did
is
it, then
new
what?
if there is new evidence.
That's what I'm saying.
They
The
can
case is closed.
The case
open
is
and case.
basically closed.
Case is
Okay,
closed.
so like let's say they do this, but Arkansas does not want to pay the 3 boys. What happens then?
Oh, they're never gonna pay those 3 boys, but they are retesting it.
There's no way if they reopen this
It
case,
kind of doesn't
they-
matter what happens.
Bro, like if I went to
They're
prison
already out.
If I went to prison for 18 years and I had to like
Well, the
say
thing
that
is,
like
Not just 18 years. 18 years of the prime of your life.
yeah,
16 to...
Dude, they look way
32.
different. Paradise Lost 1 to
Dude.
West of Memphis. They're like, it's crazy how much they age.
Like, kids
they're white.
to... Where's Paradise? To adults. It's wild.
Bro,
Yeah.
We can't see it from there, but...
Yeah, I was going to say there's no way. Zoom in.
Shout out to the
That's
San
an old
Antonio
school
Public
guy.
Library.
Stop.
We love the public library here.
Dude, we do.
Not me.
Like 90% of the
You said not me?
content we do is from the public library, man.
All right. Any more wild theories or anything else we need to drop? Any knowledge we need to
That's
drop?
that's my wildest theory. Is that I think BTK
if the new DNA evidence comes
so out of
back,
the box. No.
it does not matter if they were
Conspiracy.
exonerated because they were not dismissed without prejudice.
Really quickly.
Wait. Say that again?
They were not dismissed without
No, I heard
prejudice.
that part. What was the first thing you said?
Wait, so
So if new DNA evidence comes in, they could be convicted again.
but like
It does
so,
not matter.
But
They
if
were
it-
not
Okay.
dismissed without prejudice. They took that Alfred plea.
Mm-hmm.
So if the new DNA evidence shows that
them.
or it shows somebody
Well,
else, it could-
tying.
yeah, for that's what they're testing for right now is for the
So they're still liable to
Wait,
guilty.
they are.
only physical thing that
Wait,
was
so
actually
Is
on
it?
them.
Wait, you
They-
said they are,
So
meaning
they-
you know that they are going to do this.
Yes,
Or is just
no,
is this
no? This is I was when we were I watched it. It's
I find it fascinating that
So
the amount of Hollywood that took on this case, from Johnny Depp to the Dixie Chicks to like musicians that I listen to. That's how I got knowledgeable about the West Memphis Three.
Yeah.
It was through musicians that I listened to.
2024. The Arkansas Supreme Court allowed new genetic testing for this case specifically, and that it went into lab in 2025. And that they're waiting for it up into sometime this year of 2026.
Yo.
It's a brand new lab testing.
Follow-up episode?
So like follow-up episode
Uh,
for sure.
MVAC
For sure.
DNA techniques is the new DNA
I'm saying-
extraction that they're trying to get. We could find
This-
out
we-
what this
this
later
year?
this year. We could find
Who
out
did it?
who actually fucking did it. It's crazy.
I'm not gonna be
We
surprised.
can find out whose DNA is on the
Who's on the ropes.
On the
Well, like,
ligatures.
that's
on
like-
the shoelaces.
That's like a little bit like.
But if you find
It's
that out, then
not. Yeah, if it
come
matches.
on.
If it matches with all the DNA.
Joseph is like,
Come
who
on.
cares whose DNA is
No,
on the shoelace?
I'm not saying that.
Okay.
But
so
let's
like,
be clear about what we're saying. It's not.
Joseph's like, okay,
Yo,
the
but-
dad could have tied the little boy's
Yeah,
shoes
but
like
yeah.
a while
But like
ago.
so the main
That could be the case.
The
Yes.
main thing is
Could be the deal.
The main thing.
Yeah.
No
That's
matter,
that's if any defense attorney would be like, so he
it's
tied
that.
their shoes for
It's
him.
that.
Yeah.
It's
He's the one that laced them up for him after they bought him.
It can't be as
It's
black and
not.
white. It's just like
It's not.
there it is.
You're right. You're right. But they're,
Yeah, dude. If I was an attorney, I'd be like, yeah. So Terry Hobbs laced his shoes up.
they're 8
But-
years old. They're
And?
8 years old. They're 8 years old. They can tie their own shoes.
They can tie their own shoes, but would they lace them? Or would the parents maybe do it?
Dude, I still show my nephew how to tie his shoes.
I'm just saying.
Aren't shoes already
that's what
laced?
if they
When you
show Terry
fucking
Hobbs.
buy them? Aren't they already laced? Don't you have to open it up?
Okay, let's say it should. Let's say it should one of the
Wait,
moms. What if she's the one that that's the DNA they get is related to one of the moms? They go, okay, well then she laced the shoes for him.
Okay, but
no one would think twice about it.
But if the DNA is tied to any of the three
but
boys,
if it has the 3 boys,
then it's them.
lock them back up.
But if it's anybody else, it's like, oh come on, somebody,
so funny that
everybody,
I'll kill him
moms.
myself.
everybody ties,
It's so funny
you're
that
like
none of the
everybody
moms
ties a little boy's
gets
shoes.
even thrown in this.
What?
Well,
It's
they,
so funny that
I'm
none of
sure.
the moms gets even thrown in this. Well, all we think about is
It was the
men.
mom the whole time?
Okay, right. Well, they all
Wow.
were like somewhere.
Dude, if Arian,
Like
if it was
Terry
the mom the whole time,
Pam
I would
Hobbs
give
was
you
at,
$1,000.
Like, her fucking her seafood restaurant job. Like they had a lot of them had alibis.
That's true. Yeah.
So why would they? But if they found their that's what they'd be like. Okay, well, yeah, they fucking laced their shoes up.
Lace
for
their
them.
shoes up.
It wouldn't be
They
that.
tie their own shit. They tie
That's
their kids' shoes
dude.
up.
The only,
Easy.
like, the only problem
If
about
I was
it,
Terry Hobbs' defense, that's what I would say.
the
I'd
only
be
problem
like,
about
yeah, and so he laced his shoes up for him.
is-
Fuck off. Doesn't mean shit.
it does mean a lot, dude.
That's kind of what Terry
Because
Hobbs
It only
is.
means a lot. It
Terry
only means a
Hobbs
lot.
is-
That's
It only means a
that's
lot
his defense for the whole
if
time.
these guys' DNA comes up on it.
Okay, but
It's their
how,
shoes.
how,
Oh, you're
how
right,
many
you're right.
how many murderers have murdered? First of all, does it not tie into you most likely know who you've murdered? Most of the time, people who
When it's someone you know.
yeah, someone you know.
Every-
So let's lead with that, and so with that, lots of the forensic cases, yes, they have to fight through the fact that because they were in close relation, there is going to be DNA evidence.
Well, sure, but if let's say
there.
Terry Hobbs did it, then why did he kill the other 2 then?
Because they were there.
saw it. They were there.
So he followed them in there, or
I feel like Terry Hobbs
threw him in the truck, or what?
so
what's the argument that he
feel
did
like
it? Besides that they don't know where he
Terry
was.
Hobbs
Yeah.
being his stepdad was
He told
like,
all of the 3.
he already has a presence of like abuse. He already has like stories of
Absolutely,
abusing.
this guy
like,
sucks.
So
Terry
like
Hobbs sucks.
this
I'm
guy
not-
To his
sucks.
wife and possible children.
Everyone in
like-
West Memphis sucks.
Yes, that part.
To his wife
But like-
was
but like-
her determined. To his children was never, documented. But she said that.
Bro,
that they
like
can't-
I had a shitty fucking stepdad beat the shit out of me, not kill me. So if a stepdad is gonna beat the fuck out of you and hit you, I'm telling you, as a person, he's capable of murder. And like, so that's why I think he did it.
Look at
because
the
like,
surroundings of that
'cause,
town,
like,
dude.
the surrounding of the fucking town. But he's a trusted adult with 8-year-olds, and like you trust him, and like one died before the other 2 got drowned. So Terry like probably domed one from like being their fucking ass, and the other 2 tied them up, put them in the fucking river. Literally, like. And then the whole town's gonna cover up because they like Terry.
what would be the inciting incident? So he'd just been planning on killing his stepson.
No, like he just fucking pissed off.
however long.
Not only that, but
No, like,
his-
he's-
Come here, you little son of a bitch!
No,
and then
like,
beat him to death,
no,
and then
he-
was like,
he
"Okay,
hit-
I gotta kill his friends because
He
they're
hit-
here."
He hit his.
He's had a
fucking-
checkered past though. He's had a checkered past of child
Dude,
abuse.
Joseph,
it's not
Okay,
that-
sometimes-
Okay,
sometimes-
he could have done it, but I'm just saying, like,
just so you know, when you're abusing somebody and you're hitting them in their fucking face, people can take blunt force trauma to their face, but if you hit them wrong one time, they will like just die.
yeah.
so you think he killed him, but,
On,
but
like,
it was an
not on
accident?
I'm
on
thi-
accident.
I'm
And then, like,
thinking
he was
in my mind,
and he has
if
two little
he
ones.
really did it,
Very interesting.
if he really did it, it was a abuse
Come on.
and humiliation thing.
Yeah.
and then it evolved. It went from
Because he was committed.
it went from probably
Oh shit! I did this. Oh my god.
It went from probably abusing the 3 boys and having a form of dominance, of superiority, of your authority figure to them. On top of that, he probably abused them first, probably stripped them second, and then with the fear and the abuse, probably tied them, and then continued to beat them. And
God, we just never know they're Boy Scouts.
Dude, he was
probably
there.
said,
Yeah.
Hey, let's
Dude,
do
so
Boy Scout
he was-
exercise.
he was-
Myself up.
it's not a thing.
that
You
Like-
you think of it as
That
like,
makes a lot of sense to
You
me.
think of it as like, oh, let me smack this kid and okay, let
you
me
trick
kill
him.
these other kids.
You go, oh, you don't
and
want me to ground you?
Okay.
Yeah.
He was
I have a
seen. He was
6-year-old
seen
nephew,
with
man. How
them that
easy-
night.
it's
He was seen
easy
in
to
the
get them to
area.
do what you want them to do.
Seen with them that night.
It's easy. They're kids.
So the Evan Williams that I brought, there is again. I'm on the fence.
Bottle and
Bottle and
bond.
bond, by the way.
Bottle and bond.
We do shit
Not,
legal
not,
here.
not the merch. Not the merch.
Not the black label. Bottle and bond.
Not the free advertisement.
Stop looking at AP and say.
Bro, I'm a business major. My bad.
So the Evan Williams, the reason I got that is because one of the things that Jesse said was that after it happened, he was fucked up about killing the kids. That he finished the rest of his bottle of whiskey. It was Evan Williams, and he threw it over like a bridge or next to off the side of the road.
Yo, then they found it
And then they found
years
it.
later.
Like a year later.
Yeah, years later. Just
So-
sitting there.
I'm not
Evan
saying
Williams bottle.
Yes.
I'm not. I think it's probably a random bottle. But that's why I got Evan Williams specifically, is because that's the one that they shouted out.
Dude, that's fucking crazy. That's just fucking crazy.
But
Black label Evan Williams, not the best. 1783 is okay. Bottle and bond is okay.
I don't know. That's like saying at a
there was trash along the side of the road. It's like
that's like
That shouldn't
at a
count for
at a
anything.
park where people litter, you'll find
No,
a Coors
so
can, and that was
do you
mine.
not- do you not-
oh, which of the 1,000 Coors cans?
get
am I
some
gonna-
DNA evidence on
Yeah,
that
good
on
for
that
you.
Evan Williams.
Do you not know they found so much of the bottle, they rebuilt the bottle up. Like they had all the glass shards. They rebuilt the bottle. Not lying to you.
Did they find his fingerprints on it?
No, they found
My
like some,
dick on it.
No, they found DNA evidence, but like, who fucking cares?
Yeah. So you threw
Not
a bottle
Arkansas.
once. Doesn't prove anything.
Listen, all I know is I'm not gonna get killed in Arkansas.
All right.
You know, there's a lot of people. This thing goes 50-50, guys. Online, like, there's people that are like, there's no way these motherfuckers did it. And then there's other people that are like, how the fuck do you
100%.
think they didn't do it? So
But the
You think we got
50
anything else?
that says how
I think
No.
I think we're
I think we're good.
I think
Yeah,
we're
I think we're
done.
good.
I think we finished out, guys.
I think I will
last-
stand
it doesn't
by
have to be on the
my
podcast.
belief
I'll
that
stand with you
it
on
was
that.
not the kids.
It was definitely fucking Terry.
It was Terry. Oh no, you clinked to Terry. I'm sorry.
You did clink to Terry.
You clinked to
You
Terry.
claimed to Terry. You claimed to Terry.
I clanked to Terry.
You link to the
I think it's
Terry.
Hobbs. I think it's Hobbs. Yeah.
I think it's up.
Hops?
Hobbs. I think it's Hobbs.
Joseph is going back to his original verdict. He's
Yeah,
like, "Yep,
Joseph.
it's
But also,
them."
I will say this.
I didn't say it was them.
I didn't.
Oh, he's on the fence.
He's on
Joseph's like, it better be them or not.
Well, I didn't want to cheers to Hobbs.
yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to see y'all in the next one. Stay tuned. We're probably going to do another couple of movie or book things,
Yeah.
and then eventually another true crime thing.
Hell
Did you have
yeah.
fun?
Fucking great time, guys. Thanks for having
Chorizo Bro
Yeah, it was a great
AP.
Hell yeah,
me.
dude.
No, fucking yeah.
CBAP.
No.
First black Chorizo Bro.
Yeah.
Adios, míos.
You're the one.
You're last and the first.
The last and the first. And I'll be the only.
You were just cooked in the pan a little bit longer.
Oh my god!
All right.
Good shit.
We're outta
man.
here.